Learn Hindi connectors in English, initially to ultimately with.
शुरुआत में,
And.
आखिरकार.
Welcome to the connector circus. Hey, you are about to learn Hindi linking words without falling asleep on page 2. We will start simple, get a little dramatic, and end like champions. Picture this. You are giving a very serious speech, but your brain is wearing pajamas. You want to sound organized, clever, and maybe slightly impressive. For that, you need connector words. Today you will learn how to say initially, at first, afterwards, beyond that, furthermore, in conclusion, in summary, and ultimately in Hindi. Your stars of the show are.
शुरुआत में,
For initially.
ज़ोन आज.
For at first.
बाद में,
For afterwards.
उसके अलावा.
For beyond that.
इसके अलावा.
For furthermore.
अंत में.
For in conclusion.
संक्षेप में.
For in summary, and.
आखिरकार.
For ultimately. Yes, one of them looks suspiciously German, but today we are treating the list exactly as given and making it memorable anyway. The story begins. Let us meet a hero. Not a superhero exactly, unless forgetting your notes and still speaking counts. Our hero Ravi walked onto the stage.
शुरुआत में.
The room was quiet. Too quiet, the kind of quiet where even a chair sounds judgmental. He smiled bravely.
ज़ोन आज.
He was confused. He looked at his paper, then at the audience, then at the ceiling as if wisdom might drop from above. He began speaking anyway. My project is good, he said. Single quote.
उसके अलावा.
It saves time. Nice. Unexpectedly professional. Then he gained confidence. Single quote.
इसके अलावा.
It is cheap and practical. Now he sounded like a person who had definitely used bullet points before. He talked for 10 minutes, waved his hands, lost one page, found another page, and drank water like it was part of the presentation.
बाद में.
Everyone actually started nodding. At the end, Ravi stood tall and declared.
संक्षेप में.
This plan works. Then, with maximum drama.
अंत में.
We should begin today. The audience clapped. One man even clapped too early, then kept clapping so it would look intentional.
आखिरकार.
Ravi had survived. Word by word power up. Now you will hear each word clearly in context. Repeat them aloud, even if your cat starts judging your accent. Initially is.
शुरुआत में.
Example.
शुरुआत में.
I did not understand the plan. At first is.
ज़ोन आज.
Example.
ज़ोन आज.
She said nothing. Afterwards is.
बाद में.
Example. We finished work and.
बाद में.
Drank tea. Beyond that is.
उसके अलावा.
Example. We need tickets in.
उसके अलावा.
Some cash. Furthermore is.
इसके अलावा.
Example. The book is useful.
इसके अलावा.
It is cheap. In conclusion is.
अंत में.
Example.
अंत में.
The team agreed. In summary is.
संक्षेप में.
Example.
संक्षेप में.
We need a better plan. Ultimately is.
आखिरकार.
Example.
आखिरकार.
Hard work brings results. Tiny dialogue, big drama. You are going to hear a short scene now. Imagine two friends planning something complicated, which usually means one of them forgot snacks. A. How was the trip? B.
शुरुआत में.
It was difficult. A. Really? B. Yes.
ज़ोन आज.
We were lost. A. Oh no. B. We found the map and.
बाद में.
Everything was fine. A. Anything else? B.
उसके अलावा.
The hotel had no hot water. A. That is terrible. B.
इसके अलावा.
The food was amazing, so we forgave the hotel. A. So what is the final verdict? B.
संक्षेप में.
The trip was chaotic but fun. B.
अंत में.
I would go again. B. And.
आखिरकार.
We made it home with all our bags. Mostly. Memory tricks that actually stick. Here comes the fun part. If a word feels slippery, give it a ridiculous image and it will stick better. 4.
शुरुआत में.
Imagine the first page of a notebook glowing like it knows it is important. Beginning energy. 4.
Zone आज.
Imagine someone raising one finger and saying, first things first. 4.
बाद में.
Imagine dessert arriving later while your main meal says, do not rush, sweet child. 4.
उसके अलावा.
Picture a shopping list that keeps growing because someone says, beyond that, we also need chips, batteries, and maybe a small elephant. 4.
इसके अलावा.
Imagine a lawyer dramatically adding one more reason every 30 seconds. 4.
अंत में.
Think of the final slide of a presentation and the speaker pretending this really is the last point. 4.
संक्षेप में.
Imagine a giant report shrinking into one sticky note. 4.
आखिरकार.
Picture a snail arriving at a party and shouting, I am here!
आखिरकार.
Exclamation mark single quote. Quick quiz for brave humans. No pressure. Okay, a little pressure, but the friendly kind. How do you say initially in Hindi?
शुरुआत में.
How do you say at first?
Zone आज.
How do you say afterwards?
बाद में.
How do you say beyond that?
उसके अलावा.
How do you say furthermore?
इसके अलावा.
How do you say in conclusion?
अंत में.
How do you say in summary?
संक्षेप में.
How do you say ultimately?
आखिरकार.
Bonus challenge. Say this sequence aloud.
शुरुआत में. Zone आज. बाद में. उसके अलावा. इसके अलावा. संक्षेप में. अंत में. आखिरकार.
Your mini speaking challenge. Now it is your turn. You do not need perfection, just courage and maybe a glass of water like Ravi. Try building your own tiny speech. Say.
शुरुआत में.
I was nervous.
Zone आज.
I had no idea what to say.
बाद में.
I relaxed.
उसके अलावा.
I learned new words.
इसके अलावा.
I had fun.
संक्षेप में.
This lesson helped me.
अंत में.
I want to keep learning.
आखिरकार.
Practice works. If you can say that, you are not just learning words. You are building flow. Friendly conclusion. You made it to the end, and yes, that deserves a tiny victory dance. Even a serious academic nod is acceptable. Today you learned a full set of useful English to Hindi connectors.
शुरुआत में. Zone आज. बाद में. उसके अलावा. इसके अलावा. अंत में. संक्षेप में.
And.
आखिरकार.
Thank you for learning with me. Keep practicing these words out loud, use them in your own sentences, and come back to repeat the chapter again. Little by little, your Hindi will grow. And.
आखिरकार.
You will sound smooth, confident, and wonderfully connected.